Welcome everyone to chair yoga. So making yourself comfortable in your chair, we'll begin by just taking a few minutes to prepare the body. So have those feet a little bit in front of you just to take any tension out of the knees. Your back and hips are relaxing against the back of the chair. Hands are resting in the lap. And then just go ahead and close the eyes or drop the gaze. As you turn the attention inward, taking a moment to notice how your body feels. Especially noting any areas of tension or tightness. And then taking 2 deep cleansing breaths. So take a nice big inhale through the nose. And to exhale it all out by blowing or sighing it out. And one more nice big inhale. And to exhale it all out. And then soften the muscles of the face. Relax the muscles of the neck and the shoulders. And then turn the attention to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. And then we'll begin a nice, even breathing. Inhaling and exhaling to a count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And just continue with this nice, even breathing. If at any time it makes you lightheaded or dizzy, just go back to your own normal breathing pattern. And then we also set an intention for each practice to help remind us why we are here. So that may be a benefit you would like to receive, or just an uplifting or a positive thought or phrase. So think of an intention that you'd like to have for your practice today. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. And we'll go ahead and begin the warm-up by turning our heads to look out over that right shoulder. And coming back to center and turning to look out over the left. And back to center, dropping the chin to the chest. And then picking the chin up towards the ceiling and jutting that lower jaw out. And coming back to center and dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. And back to center and left ear to left shoulder. And back to center. And then extending the hands out in front, open and close the fingers. And then some wrist circles. And reverse. Good. And then possibly walking those feet back in a little bit and doing a hip walk towards the center of the chair. We'll bend forward just from the hip to place your forearms on your thighs. Have your wrists extended out over your knees. And then make two very loose fists. So the palms are facing each other. And then we'll just extend those wrists, take them out to the side, and then back to center. So just doing this wrist flexion and extension, back and forth. Good, couple more. Good, and then go ahead and lift the torso. Just thread your fingers, but very loosely, because we're going to do some wrist rolls. So just roll those wrists nice and loose. Good. And then go ahead and release, just shake it out. And sitting up nice and tall, placing the hands in the lap, we'll do some shrugs. And the next time you pick the shoulders up, roll them to the back. And then bringing the shoulders back to neutral. Bring the arms out in front and just hold on to your opposite forearm. And then we're going to take the arms and bring them up overhead and back down. Good. Try to keep the shoulders down, away from the ears. Just working on some range of motion here, warming up the shoulders. Good, let's do one more. Good, and then release the arms, just wiggle it out. And then extending the arms out in front with the palms facing up, we're going to bend the elbows and pull the arms back. So it's the same motion that you use to open a drawer. Good, so as you pull those elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades. Good, two more. Good. All right, and then release it again, shake it out. And then extending the right leg out in front, just a little bit off the floor so you can point and flex the foot. And then some ankle circles. And reverse. Good. And then switching legs, point and flex. And circles. And reverse. And then we'll take our knee and do some heel taps. So just bending and extending the knees with some heel taps. Good, couple more. Good. And then sitting up nice and tall, we're going to do some glute warm-up. So for the muscles around the hip, mainly in the glutes, we're going to start by just focusing on that right cheek or that right glute. And we're going to squeeze it and release. So squeeze and release. Good. Do two more. Good. Now try it on the left. Just that left glute or left cheek. Squeeze and release. This is a good way, too, to see if maybe you have a weakness on one side than the other, or compared to the other. Good. Two more. Good. Just rest it out for a second. And then we're going to do both. So you're going to squeeze both those glutes and release. Good. Squeeze, release. Two more. Good. Last one. Good. Then we're going to do, we call it a hip walk. So you're going to pick up one hip and then the other, coming up to the edge of the chair, and then a hip walk. So by using those glutes, picking up each hip, and just going back and forth in the seat of the chair here a couple of times. Good. And back. Good. And then sitting up nice and tall, we'll come into a side bend. So bring the right arm alongside the body. Inhale, sweep that left arm up, and exhale as you bend to the right. And coming back to center, switch arms, inhale, and to exhale, bend to the left. Good. Release it back to center. And coming into a twist. So left hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, turn and look to the right. Good. Release back to center. Switch hands. Inhale. And to exhale, turn and look to the left. Good, and then releasing back to center, placing the hands on the thighs. We're going to do a spinal warm-up called cat-cow. So the cow is arching the spine, cat is rounding. If you do have osteoporosis, you'll want to eliminate that rounding part. Just keep the spine in neutral. All right, so with the inhale, we'll come into cow, so lifting the chest and chin, arching the spine, and then exhale, either just staying in neutral or rounding the back, dropping the chin to the chest, and then inhale back to cow, exhale into cat or neutral, inhale cow, exhale cat. Let's try it once more. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then coming back to center. So before we come up to standing, we're going to do a warm-up in the chair called a seated Sun Salutation. So you may have heard of that in different yoga practices. Normally it's done on the mat, standing, and then down on the mat. The purpose of the Sun Salutation, as we move into these different movements, is to warm the muscles and build some endurance. So I'll go through the movement first at a little slower pace, and then we'll pick it up. So sitting nice and tall, bring the arms alongside the body. Then inhale, sweep the arms up. With your exhale, bring the arms to the side, bend from the hips, and come forward in a little forward fold. And then as you inhale and lift the torso, pick up that right knee, kind of hug it in a little bit. Exhale, bring that right foot down. Inhale, extend the arms out, palms forward for plank pose, as if you're on the mat on your hands in plank. And then exhale, bend the elbows, bring the arms in front of the armpits for chaturanga. That would be lowering yourself down to the mat. Hands on the seat of the chair. As you inhale, lift the chest, a little back bend here, which is cobra. And then with the exhale, we're going to extend the arms and the feet and the legs for downward facing dog. Come back to center and lift the left knee for your lunge and exhale down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and exhale to the heart. Okay, so we're going to pick up the pace here. We'll start now with the left knee for our lunge. All right, so inhale, whoops, up. Exhale, coming forward into that forward fold. Good. Inhale, pick the left knee up. Exhale, left foot down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, that little back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, pick the right knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the heart. All right, we go right into second round. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, foot down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, foot down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to the heart. Here we go, start on the left. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Good. Exhale to the heart. I can't remember if that was the right, the right or the left. So we're going to do it one more time. We'll start with the left knee. All right, inhale up. Exhale forward. Good. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale down. I think I'm right here. I don't remember. Exhale. Plank, or that was your inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, bring that foot down. Inhale, sweep those arms up, and exhale to the heart. All right, good job. Hopefully you build up some warmth in the body. Maybe your heart's beating a little harder. So now we're going to come back to that hip walk. Take yourself to the edge of the chair. Shift your weight into the feet and come on up to standing. Go ahead and grab a drink. I'm going to fix my pants here. And then we'll come into our standing postures. Keep your chair to the side. Okay. All right, so when you're ready, go ahead and come back to the center of the mat. And we're going to start by coming into mountain pose. So legs just about hip width apart, finding those four corners of the feet, the balls of the feet back to the heels, distributing the weight there. So you shouldn't have any weight in your toes. Lifting up through the arches, tightening the front of the thighs. Lift and tighten the abdominals. Focus on the spine, lengthening up from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Good. Arms alongside the body, palms facing each other. As you gaze forward, just come back to that nice, even breathing. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Good. So the next few moves that we're going to do, we're going to focus on the core. So we're going to start with an inhale. Sweep those arms up. With your exhale, bring the right arm down and then to the right. Good. Then inhale back to center. Bring that right arm back up. And then exhale as you bring the left arm down, then to the left. Good. Let's try that again. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, right arm down as you bend to the right. Good. Back to center. Exhale and bend to the left. Good. Sweep that left arm up and then exhale. Bring both arms down. Just kind of wiggle it out through those shoulders. And then we'll just loosen up the back. Keep those knees loose as we just swing those arms side to side. Good. All right. So coming back to center, and again, just keeping the knees soft. So in other words, you haven't locked the joints. We're going to do a core movement here called wood chop, because it's as if you're taking a log and then you're throwing it over your shoulder. So whatever you'd like to do with your hands, if you just want to put your palms together, if you want to clasp your hands, you're going to start over here on your right hip. So the hands are to the outside of the right hip, and then you're going to sweep them over to the left shoulder, like you've got a pail of water or a log, and you're chucking it over your shoulder. And then come back and sweep. Good. So you can feel this in the waist, which are those obliques. Good. Just doing this little twist and throw. Good. One more here. And then we'll try it on the other side. So we'll start on the left hip, sweep and throw. All right, here we go. Two more. Good. All right. Rest it out, just shake it out a little bit. And then we're also going to do a little balance, kind of an agility type move, just to keep us nimble, I guess is a good word. So keeping our feet together, and I came forward just because what we're going to do is we're going to turn and step to the side. So in other words, imagine you're doing something and somebody calls your name and you turn quickly to look and see what they're doing. You don't want to lose your balance as you turn like this. So we're going to practice that. But we want to loosen up the hips first. So let's come into a wider stance. Feet are a little wider than hip width apart. And turn those toes out because we want to come down into our squat. So you want to have your knees in line with your toes. So you're going to bend here from the leg creases, keeping the torso straight. Inhale to lengthen, and then as you exhale, begin to bend. Push the weight back just a little bit in your hips. So the torso is leaning a little bit forward, but your chest is still lifted. Good, and just continue to breathe. Good, and then press into those feet as you come back up to standing. All right, go ahead and walk your feet more together. And we'll start by turning to the right side. Just make sure my chair is out of the way here. So you're going to step and diagonally lunge behind you, okay? And then step forward. So as you do that, again, you're going to keep that left knee soft as you pivot to the right. But as if somebody's calling you and you're turning to answer them, okay? Here we go. Step, and back to center. Step, so it isn't a big, huge lunge, just stepping behind, getting used to that movement, challenging your balance as you step off of center. Good, let's try it once more. Good. All right, here we go. To the left. Turn to answer. Whoops, see what I mean? Got to practice that. All right, here we go. And center. Good. So anytime you do take yourself off center and you add movement, it's a challenge. Good. Let's try it once more. Good. All right. So that's our diagonal rear lunge, as if somebody is calling you and you can react. So the agility comes in that reaction time and it doesn't throw you off balance. All right, let's come back into our traditional poses. So we're going to come back to our wide stance as we come into Warrior Two. So these poses always work on our balance and strength and our muscles. All right, let's take that right foot, turn it out at 90 degrees, lining up the right heel to the instep of the left foot. And then bend that right knee, stack it right over the ankle. Good. From the waist up, you're going to turn and face to the front. And then inhale, bring the arms up to shoulder height. As you exhale, turn and look out over that right shoulder. Good. Now lift up through the torso so that you're not, sagging down. It's an active warrior. Reach through those fingertips. Good. And then continue to breathe. And then we're going to come into side angle. So your legs will not move. With an inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, lean a little bit to the right and bring your right forearm to your right thigh. And then sweeping that left arm up next to your ear if you can. If not, just place it on your hip and open up that left shoulder. So whichever one is okay for you. I know range of motion in the shoulder, this would be a little tougher, but see if you can manage it. If not, just keep it on your hip. Good, and continue to breathe. Good, and then again, leaving the legs right where they are, just inhale, bring the torso back up, then straighten that right knee. Exhale, bring the arms down. And then take that right foot, turn it in, and we're going to try those two on the left. So we'll turn the left foot out. Again, you're going to line up the left heel with the instep of the right foot. And then bend the left knee. And really look at your knee and make sure it's in line with your toes, about the second and third toe. And then as you turn towards the front, make sure your knee isn't coming forward. So it's really important that the knee always stays in line with those toes. That means your hip is then in proper alignment and you're not setting yourself up for injury. Good. So bring those arms up, shoulders are down, turning to look out over that middle left finger. And come back to your nice, even breathing. Good. And then inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lean a little bit to the left as you bring your left forearm down on the left thigh. Again, if you're okay extending here, bringing the right arm up next to the ear. If not, place it on your waist, but work on opening up that right shoulder. Good. And breathe. Good. And then with your next inhale, lift the torso back up. Then straighten that left knee. Exhale, bring those arms down, turn the left foot in, and then do a little heel toe thing till you can step your feet together. All right, shake it all out. Have your chair nearby. And we're going to come into a posture called Stork Pose. So, standing next to the chair on your right side, we'll shift the weight over to the right leg. And then just like you were in Tadasana, you're going to tighten the front of the right thigh, tighten the abdominals, and then you're going to just pick up that left knee. Now, I'm going to give you an option here. Put your left hand, if you can, on your left knee. See if you can hold here. Now, you may have to keep your right hand on the chair. That's okay. Or maybe balance here. As opposed to normally we do stork here, but there's something about holding onto your knee, I think gives you a little more stability here. So if you can bring your knee up that high, otherwise you can be here, you can even have your toes on the floor and balance here too. So whatever is a challenge for you. Good, and then go ahead and release the arms. Lower that left leg, shake out the right leg, and we'll try it on the other side. All right, putting the weight in the left leg, and then bending that right knee. Again, an option, even having toes on the floor, but you've got all the weight in that left leg. So you're balancing. You can be in the traditional pose here. If you feel okay to release, you can hold here. Or see if this gives you a little more stability holding on. Now remember, you don't want to round forward. You have to keep your back nice and straight if you do this. Good, and breathe. Good, and then go ahead and release. Walk it out, shake out those legs. If you'd like to grab a drink before we have a seat, go ahead and do that. And then we'll come back to sitting in the chair. So we did our Sun Salutation at the beginning of the class to warm up the body. So now, at the end of our class, or towards the end of our class, we're going to do something called a Moon Salutation. So this movement is more to cool the body down, and then we'll do our stretching after that. All right, so this one is very easy to, this one has less movement than the Sun Salutation. So sitting about midway in the chair, we'll bring the arms alongside the body. Inhale, sweep the arms up. With the exhale, you're going to bring the arms out to what we call goddess arms, so bending the elbow, and then you're just going to hop those feet apart. Good. And then the right arm's going to go to the inside of the right thigh, and you're going to lift that left arm up. So it's a nice stretch here. Good. And then hands come back to center, and then we just switch sides. So left arm to the inside of the left thigh and reach the right arm up. And then we'll come back to center, hop or walk those feet back together, and then drop the arms as you sweep them all the way around into the heart. So we do this at a little slower pace also because we're trying to cool down as opposed to warm up. All right, so here we go. Inhale. Now we'll start on the left side. So hop wide since we did the right side before. As long as I can remember which side we started on. Good. Come back to center and switch to get a nice stretch there and reach. Come back to center, hop or walk the feet together. Good. Inhale and exhale. All right, here we go on the right side. Good. Inhale. Exhale back to center. And inhale, switch. Good. Exhale, center, walk or hop the feet together. Good. Inhale and exhale to the heart. Let's do it once more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Are we doing the left? Jeez. I'm bad today, aren't I? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Hop those feet in. Inhale up. Exhale to the heart. All right, let's try it on the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hop those feet in. Good. Inhale the arms up. And exhale to the heart. Good. All right, let's go ahead and come into sitting up nice and tall. We're going to come into a bird dog. So we're going to extend the right leg and then extend the left. Good. And switch. Good. And left arm, right leg. Good. Right arm, left leg. Good. Once more each side. Good. And then sitting about midway in the chair, we'll come into a twist. Now, if you're okay crossing on the thighs, then we'll cross the right thigh over the left. If not, just cross the right foot over the left. All right. And then bringing the left hand down to either the right or left knee if you can. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, turn and look to the right. Come back to your nice, even breathing. And then release to center, and we'll switch. So again, either crossing on the ankle or if you can on the thigh. Right hand now. Hold on to that right knee. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, turn and look to the left. Good, and then release back to center. Go ahead and uncross the legs. We're going to come back to our hip walk up towards the edge of the chair. And then extending the right leg, heel on the floor, toes are pointing up. Then take the left foot and stack the left heel on top of the right toes. Now, we don't want to be all bent over, so get that back straight. Good. Now, as you do that, you should feel a nice stretch in that left hamstring. And that's what we want to achieve. We just want to stretch out through the back of the leg. If you would like to deepen the stretch, then you're going to bend from the leg creases, just bringing the chest forward. So this hinging from the hip. Good. And breathe. Good. And then go ahead and inhale, lift the torso, and then switch legs. Good. So again, just to feel a nice stretch in that right leg, and maybe right here. I mean, I'm feeling a decent stretch here. If you're a little more flexible and want to deepen it, and just coming forward a little bit. Good, and then go ahead and lift the torso and cross, or lift off that right foot. And then sitting midway in the chair, we're going to come into pigeon. So again, this is a crossing. So now we're going to cross the right foot over the left thigh. If this is too deep of an external rotation for you, then you may want to sit up a little bit in the chair, but just bring the right foot across the left thigh and open up the right knee. Just let it kind of come out to the side. If not, then we'll sit here. And just like we did on the hamstring stretch, you want to feel a nice stretch in the glute. If you want to deepen that stretch, this one, it's a very small movement. Just again, hinging forward. Think of bringing the chest forward first. And breathing. Good, and then go ahead and lift the torso. Uncross, we'll try it on the other side. Good, and if you need to, you know how to cross on the ankles and let the left knee open up. Good, we just want to stretch out through the glutes. This is a nice stretch also for the piriformis. So if you do have a tight piriformis, can bother your sciatica at times too. You may want to try this stretch. Good, and then go ahead and lift the torso. Release that left leg, and then we're going to do a little movement called butterfly. So if you can, bring the knees out to the side and bring the soles of the feet together as much as you can. So you've rolled onto the outside of your foot. Maybe not quite that close. Because you want to come back to center, so you have to bring your feet back down and then out. So just this nice, easy movement. Releasing the hip. This is good also for that ankle flexibility, if you can. Good, let's do one more. Good. All right, we'll do our hip walk again now, all the way to the back of the chair as we come back into that pose of relaxation, or now what we call Savasana. Again, extending the feet out a little bit in front of you will take any tension out of the knees. Resting the hands in the lap, closing the eyes or dropping the gaze. And turn the attention back to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. And after your next inhale, begin to lengthen the exhale. And continue lengthening each exhale until they become about twice as long as the inhale. Focus on the physical body. Relax all the muscles from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Release any tension. Or tightness. And then focus on the mind. Release any thoughts, worries, or anxieties. With your next inhale, think the word so. And with the exhale, think the word hum, which means I am. Or use any other words or phrase that has meaning to you. And allow yourself just a few moments to completely let go. begin to deepen your breath. And then start moving your fingers and toes. And then the wrists. And the ankles. And slowly bending one knee and then the other. And keeping the body relaxed and the eyes closed for another moment. Focus on the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And then taking one more deep cleansing breath. So take a nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.